Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. What's up, everyone? I'm back with DD on AMC. You can't get anywhere else other than at the Market Moon Lord. Just like last week, we're going to be going over this week's big theme for AMC's financial astrology. Okay, so last week's predictions almost went perfectly. It's definitely setting us up for a nice little climax around the full moon or climax energy during the waxing moon. So if you ask me, we're right on target. Okay, so you guys know I love the moon and we're always tracking those moon phases. Monday we had a new moon, and I said on that new moon that will represent a reversal time for AMC. Now I also said, because we looked at the technical analysis, that it was heading down on the RSI and on the MACD on Monday, and I said that we had really good climax energy closer to Wednesday and Thursday. So I said we could go up on Monday, but I wouldn't be surprised if we still head down and then start seeing that reversal closer to Wednesday. And so on Monday, we did go down negative 8.5%. And then Tuesday, we went up 2.5%. And then on Wednesday, we really saw that reversal energy. At one point on Wednesday, we're up over 10%, but we ended up closing almost 6%. And then on Thursday, we also almost closed 6%. Now, that was amazing. So it definitely lined up, and we definitely got that new moon energy. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, what about Friday? Weren't you expecting a 3-day bull run? And I said that was a possibility. I was looking for that. But the main thing I was looking for was the new moon reversal. We really needed that. And that's going to set us up for the up and coming full moon. But just going up during the new moon is really good energy, because things grow during the waxing. It definitely still looks like we're getting back on the new or back on the moon phases. And I'm gonna show you guys a clip on, just basically, we had a really not so good day on Friday, obviously, but we got to look at the big picture.
And also, if we just zoom out to the weekly here, I want to show you guys here. We have to keep in mind that we were up at this morning about 12% in the last 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. Actually being that at the close yesterday. This morning in pre-market, of course, even more. So you know what? A 12% rise in 2 days and a 5-6% pullback, we're still 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Which, no matter how big the moves are, we could be 2% in 2 days and 1% pullback. That's how a healthy stock is going to act. AMC just seems to be a little bit more volatile. As long as we maintain that bullish stair-stepping pattern and respect the channels as they are to be respected, from a healthy technical standpoint, again, I don't really care where it goes inside of that channel. Now again, while of course I'd love us to ride that $10 level into the close or actually break through that today, we have to remember that there's always going to be red days along the way if the stock is trading properly, or how a healthy stock would. So while yes, we see a 5 or 6% down day, nearly 6% down day today, I want you guys to almost forget the percentage number. That looks like a big down day, but we have to remember we just had 12% green in the previous 2 days. So something to keep in mind, if one stock rose 4% in 2 days and pulled back 2%, we're looking at the same ratio there, yet no one looks twice. AMC just trading a little bit more volatile right now.
Yes, so clearly Wrench Capital is also looking at last week as a nice reversal on this new moon. Now, another thing he mentioned was AMC is very volatile. And I told you guys on the last video for last week that AMC no longer had those Saturn aspects that was pretty much making it stabilize or depress the price action. And since they were no longer aspecting AMC, I said that was going to create some volatility, and basically I see that as a good thing, because now we can actually see big violent price movement. So yes, last week went as planned. We talked about seeing the reversal around Wednesday. We did get that reversal on that apogee moon. On top of that, we said that there was going to be a lot of communication with AMC, some changes of the structure. We saw a lot of communication, obviously, and we saw that they're not going to dilute the 500 million shares this year. I said that there's going to be record-breaking numbers, perhaps movie attendance or something like that, but it ended up that AMC's short interest and utilization is at higher numbers than ever before. So yeah, guys, I'm definitely feeling the direction. And for the first time, I'm about to go do my DD on this coming week on AMC, and I'm going to tell you guys what I see. Okay, so the new moon was on the 12th, and on the actual day, we went -8, but since then, we have went positive, minus Friday. One thing I want to point out is since this new moon, we wanted to go up, okay? We went up, and we're pretty much reached the point where we were on the last full moon, okay? So this little blue line is the day of the last full moon. It happened over the weekend, and then if we look here, we're exactly where that was, okay? And we already went past it. So, to me, the fact that we're going up on this new moon, we're already getting ready to pass the last previous full moon, tells me that we're definitely moving in the right direction. And it looks like the opposing moon definitely was in play. But typically after the opposing moon, we see the changes on either the 5th or the 6th day. And it looks like it already broke it on the 3rd day. But I'm still curious to see what happens on the 5th and the 6th. But so far, I do like what I'm seeing based upon the moon phases for AMC. Keep in mind, I'm not going to do an everyday prediction on the stock. I'm just going to give you guys a weekly idea on the main themes, the main aspects, the big events I see happening, and make our predictions based on that. I'm not going to do exact timing or like exact pricing or anything like that. It's just the main theme, what to expect, a general idea. But first thing I want to show you that looks really awesome is I went to 4:30 or 4 a.m. for Monday for AMC, and we can see right now the moon is in Cancer, which is really good for AMC because the moon is naturally in Cancer. The last time the moon was in Cancer for AMC, we had a big bull run. Too bad this is happening over the weekend, but we're going to catch some of it on Monday, with it being a nicely conjunct to Jupiter, 0 degrees, while trine Saturn, also 0 degrees. So I want to show you guys the last time that this happened. So here we are for Monday, and if we go here, this is the moon in Cancer, and if we look at all these little lines right here, it'll be this one, this one, this one. These 3 lines, 1, 2, 3, were the last time the moon was in Cancer. The last time it was in that exact spot is this line, and we went plus 17%. Okay, so right off the bat, Monday looks really interesting. Now I want to pull up the actual hourly chart for this area because there's going to be some interesting stuff there. I do think Monday is an important day to watch both the pre-market and the aftermarket. If we look here, right at 4 o'clock, it started going up. It went 10% positive after close, and then another hour later, or 2 hours later, it went another 2%, and then on the last hour after hours, it went almost, it went 4.5%. Okay, so yes, I suggest Monday we wake up for pre-market and make sure we are alert on after hours. Okay, so I wanted to play some music and get all hype about this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to be chill about it. But guys, you remember what happened on January 27th? Okay, guess where the moon was? Oh, that says 19 degrees. Let's go to the exact 18 degree that we're going to get tomorrow morning at 4 o'clock. But the moon will also be 19 degrees tomorrow as well, okay? But the moon is going to be exactly right there at 4 a.m. tomorrow. And it's going to be traveling this little section throughout the day, just like it was on Wednesday, January 27th, okay? And if we go to our chart over here, okay, so tomorrow the moon will be in Cancer, 18 degrees, exactly right there tomorrow. The last time it was exactly right there was a 17% positive day right here, and the time it was exactly right there before that was on January 27th when we had a plus 300% day. I don't know. Should I get excited? Should I get excited for this transit? I don't know, but I'm feeling it. Okay, so in astrology, we know Jupiter represents expansion. We can look at the moon like the gravitational pull, and it's definitely really good energy, the moon, for any companies in service-based industries where it's about hospitality and making people feel comfortable. That's the moon. Obviously, AMC has their moon naturally in this sign. They exposed the first time when the moon was in this sign. It's going to be in this sign for tomorrow, Monday's training day. While conjunct Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of letting things prosper, the planet of luck. And then when we look at the Jupiter that's in the sky over here, we can also see that it's also making positive aspects. We can see that it's getting a nice sextile to AMC's sun. We know the sun is the company's reputation. The sun is the company's management, like the CEOs, and also sextiling the MC, the midheaven, which is known as the career sector, the highest point of a chart. It's a very significant point of the chart. It's getting touched by Jupiter, so this shows a lot of expansion energy on the company, a lot of expansion energy on the illumination of the company. So let's expect news. Let's expect a lot of chatter around AMC. Let's also expect some more chatter with Adam Aaron, the company's CEO. And yeah, I could definitely see doors getting opened for AMC this week. I could definitely see big news for AMC this week. I can definitely see huge potential climaxes for Monday. And the sun in the sky is also conjunct Mercury, which tells me there could be a lot of news in the world tomorrow. So it may be wise for me to look at the overall market later on in this video just to see what we see. But overall, AMC's theme for Monday is looking bullish as, so you know what's good. I do suggest being alert during pre-hours and after hours on Monday. So I'm going to take a peek on Tuesday to see if I see any big themes for AMC. Okay, so right off the bat on Tuesday, we have a major shift of energy right at 4 a.m. On top of that, we can look at the moon, and the moon is at exactly 0 degrees Leo. So it just left Cancer, and it then went into the next sign of Leo. And as soon as it entered that next sign, it started to oppose AMC's Venus, and it's also opposing the Pluto in the sky. And another significant shift to Tuesday, the sun went 0 degrees Taurus. Okay, so it went out of Aries, the planet of war, and the sign of Taurus, the planet of structure and building, and the nicer things too. On top of that, Taurus is a manifestation sign, but the sun also changed and also squared to Venus. Okay, so Venus just got hit with a double whammy on Tuesday, while both major players, the sun and the moon, hit 0 degrees in their new signs. So I'm gonna look further into this, but this doesn't look ideal. Here's the thing. It's hard to say how a lot of this stuff is going to play out, because one of the reasons I was really successful on last week's predictions is because I was able to see what happened the last time a lot of these aspects were happening in the past. But this time, AMC is receiving a lot of aspects that's never received before. So, for example, this Jupiter sextiling the sun 0 degrees is the first time this is ever going to happen from Aquarius for AMC. Hey guys, so I was showing you guys the chart without the AMC birth time of 9:30 a.m. and we're talking about when it first IPO'd. We rectified the chart. I didn't make any predictions based upon the houses or the timing. I was just looking at the planetary alignments this whole time. So everything I said is still valid, but all I had to do was just change this from time unknown to time 9 a.m. And that just moves the chart, which appears like the planets moved, but the planets are not moved. It's just the wheel moved, and so it just displays differently, but everything is still the same based on everything I said is still at play. Nothing I said is changing. But yes, AMC is getting some major transits from some major players. I'm really excited about this Pluto pulling up on AMC's Venus. We've been staring at this ever since I started this thing. It was like -4 degrees, then it was -3 for a long time. Now we're at -1, and then right after it hits Venus is going to get on the ascendant. So I'm really, really, really excited for it. But another thing that's looking a little skeptical for Tuesday is the fact that the Sun and Mercury both are squaring the ascendant, which, that could show we could be getting information that's not ideal, and we could be getting some negative press. But hey, that wouldn't be surprising. Okay, so you're gonna see like the next couple minutes with me using the original chart, but then I'm gonna switch to the 9 a.m. one. Again, nothing changes. It's just the wheel moved a little bit, so it just shows the planets in different places. But everything I said so far is still 100% at play. And these are actually very extremely powerful, positive transits. And when you have the outer planets making such positive angles like that, the slower moving planets, that's really, really bullish, right? So while we are receiving some bearish signals for Tuesday, we are still in an overall very bullish atmosphere, astrologically speaking. But I hope I didn't exit out of that. But for food for thought, the last time the moon left Cancer and went into Leo like this, you can see we had a -8 day. A -8% day. And then the day it happened before that was on the 28th of January, and we went -56%. So based on the transits that we can see, the past for, Tuesday doesn't look that great. So we might be in a situation where Monday is awesome, and we might want to take some off the table, and maybe get in after the dip, or plan to just buy a dip on Tuesday if we receive one. Time will tell, but that's just what I see. And a lot of this stuff is brand new energy that AMC has never seen before. But I do want to just go over some of these not so happy transits that I'm talking about. Okay, so if you guys watched my last video, you guys know that sometimes harsh angles to AMC's Venus can give us positive results, and almost always give us a volatile situation. We know the Sun is the company's reputation, the CEO's reputation, the company's attention that is getting, and Venus is basically the theater. It's the artist. It's the it's the showman, the showgirl. So, this is definitely AMC type energy, and the Sun being a Taurus is also a very, wine and dine type sign. So we could see some potential not so ideal situations during the same day. The transiting Sun and Mercury both is squaring the ascendant of AMC. We know that has a lot to do with just the company's brand and face. It's the point of the chart where it's your projection, is how you see yourself and how you interact with the world. The Sun is how you take action on things. Mercury is communication. So yeah, I don't expect awesome communication for AMC this week. Probably a lot of negative press. But at the same time, these are both making positive sextiles to Neptune. And Neptune has been dealing with all those illusions and lies and manipulation. And I've been saying that I think it's almost towards the end, meaning the worst is almost over. But this does suggest this Mercury sextiling Neptune 0 degrees, along with the Sun sextiling Neptune 2 degrees. Maybe there's some type of friction happening with AMC's reputation and stuff like that, but AMC is working on it behind the scenes and is taking care of business behind the scenes. So yeah, it's a very interesting Tuesday. Okay, so we have a harsh transit mixed in with some nice transits. So I do expect Tuesday to be volatile, to say the least. Okay, so now you can see that we have Wednesday put up for AMC, and I went ahead and went it and put it to 1:30 because that's when the moon makes one of my favorite transits to AMC that usually moves the stock uh, pretty good on the green direction. Okay, we have the moon trine Mercury pulling up there, and it's going to be exact later on in the day. The other really big deal for the day is the first time ever for the stock, Jupiter will be sextiling the sun from Aquarius, 0 degrees, and that's the transit we've been waiting for. Okay, so that's very expansive energy for the company reputation, and we've never had that, so I can't see that one, but I can see when the moon has trined that Mercury before. Now, it trines Mercury from both of the fire signs, but for tomorrow it will be in the fire sign of Leo. And the other time is when it's in the fire sign of Aries. Okay, so let's go over the last 3 times the moon was in Leo, trining AMC's Mercury. We go here to this blue line. It happened on the 29th of January where we had a plus 53%. And then if we follow this one, it happened again on the 25th of February where we had a negative 8%. And then again, it happened on March 25th when we had a positive 21% from the sign of Leo trining AMC's Mercury. So on Wednesday, we also have this aspect. So this looks pretty interesting for a good green day. Okay, so I have Thursday pulled up. We do have some shift of energies, but nothing that historically speaking I can talk on, because a lot of this energy is brand new. I did look into this moon opposite Neptune. Nothing usually significant happens with moon opposite Neptune, so I can't say if something will because of that, but I can say that this is an interesting aspect because it does involve Jupiter. Jupiter is trying to expand the situation with a sextile to the sun, and Neptune is has a lot to do with the illusions, deception, but also has a lot to do with Hollywood. Okay, so there could be maybe something happening in the Hollywood industry that's good for AMC. This could have to do with that deception energy we're always talking about, but it's opposing, so maybe we're dealing with it. But yeah, there is a shift. The moon did go to Virgo, it did leave Leo. Leo is also like a showman. It's also like an artist, likes the spotlight. Virgo is more about fine tuning and details. It's definitely a more steady energy too when the moon goes into Virgo. So maybe things are stabilizing a little bit on this day. But there's actually several things that would suggest volatility. For one, Mars is at the last degree of Gemini. That's very quick moving climax energy for Mars. And Mars is the soldier and represents energy. So we could see some big moves tomorrow from hedge funds and in the stock market period, just for that reason. Another interesting thing that's happening for AMC is a transiting Venus, a sextile in the moon, 0 degrees, and trine Pluto, also 0 degrees over here. To me, that's very volatile because Pluto's sudden changes. We know that Venus can bring a lot of chatter, a lot of communication. It's actually in the sky conjunct Uranus. Uranus definitely brings volatility. So we have a Venus, Uranus can trine Pluto, sudden changes, sudden transformations, looks positive. All right, this could have to do with mergers too, because Venus can represent mergers. Pluto can represent power or things getting taken over. Uranus is sudden changes into the future, and the moon is like the gravity pulling everything in, and it's almost like the leader of AMC, because the moon is like the mother, it's the nurturer, it's the service-based, hospitality-based type companies like AMC. So yeah, Thursday looks really interesting, really big shift of energy, a lot of Earth energy on top of that, because all this energy is happening in Earth placements. And then Sun's actually sextiling Neptune that day, 0 degrees as well, which will also suggest that we're dealing with things behind the scenes. We're probably dealing with that deception. We're probably going to be finding out some things that were hidden, or just things getting revealed to us. So yeah, this is actually very, very interesting. But there's a little bit of volatility here. Actually, there's a lot of volatility with what's happening with Uranus, 0 degrees to Pluto trine, and 0 degrees to the moon. But it almost looks controlled volatility with all that happening in Taurus and the moon going into Virgo. But maybe it's not. It could be very volatile. But Thursday definitely has a shift of energy, and things are definitely still climaxing here, looking pretty interesting to say the least. Okay, guys, so Friday, I'm not gonna lie, it looks crazy good. Okay, there's a couple aspects in here that I have marked on my chart as significant aspects. They're all around 10%, but there are a few of them in one day, and that's really interesting. The first one that I really like is the moon trine Pluto 0 degrees and the moon sextile the moon 0 degrees. Historically speaking, this has moved the stock. And then you look at AMC's actually natal moon. It's sextiling Venus 0 degrees, sextiling the moon 0 degrees, sextiling Uranus 0 degrees, and sextile Mercury 1 degree. That's very volatile in a positive way. That's very newsy as well. And that's very like changes into the future, sudden transformations with this Pluto energy and Uranus energy. And then we look at the transit sun, it's got a 0 degree sextile to Neptune, which is awesome. And then the natal sun has a sextile to Jupiter, so the both suns are hitting outer planets. This is major transformation type energy. They're both 0 degrees. That's very climaxy. Pluto is also 0 degree trine Venus. Pluto trine moon 0 degree, and Pluto trine Uranus 0 degree. My gosh, guys, like geez. The only square is that Mercury square Neptune that we've been seeing for weeks. That's deception. That's already lifting because it's passing. And Friday is looking like a crazy day, guys. Crazier than any other day I've seen so far. This is my astrological update for AMC on the weekly. This week we're going to go live, and we're going to look at the entire stock market as a whole. Of course, we're going to do GME. And once we do the whole market as a whole, we can get a bigger picture of what's going to happen this week. And once we do GME, since they are tied together, it's also going to further give us a bigger picture. But I'm definitely feeling this week, especially since this is a waxing moon. These are the type of setups I'm looking for on a waxing moon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the DD that you cannot get anywhere else for AMC. I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video. Get the content out. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.